Okay, I'm back. I'm back. That's the other batch size. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay, so this time now I'm continuing working on the layout tool. I'm just typing that in IRC right now. Um, I don't know how many people actually see. There's only three right now, and that's just because that's kind of the nature of it. That's sort of what happened though when I was breaking um, Evening Rook. Well, actually, for me, it's still afternoon. It's 2:21 in the afternoon, and actually, I'm late. Of course, that's what the way it usually is. I'm always late. I'm always later, even when I give myself more time. I'm always late. That's just the way it always works. I don't know why. Somehow I need to give myself less time, and then I'll hopefully be there on time. Maybe if I would have thought of okay, maybe if I give myself only 45 minutes for that in between break, that it actually turned out to be a full hour, and I be here on time. Maybe I don't know. We'll try to be more on time tomorrow. Maybe. Okay. So add line data to line collection here. I'm not sure why I said that real quick. Let's go through the thing here again. Okay. So update lines. It's going to be based on a room ID. It's going to be one room, but it's going to be based on the room ID. And so init lines, um, init lines, init. It's going to go through each room and it's going to call update lines. That's what it's going to do, I believe. I believe that's how I have it set up. Here, let me ask ChatGPT so far what okay, so since it's been several days since looked at it, let's see something here. I already add line data to the line collection here. Why did I put that down there? Set up line data. Line collection, door destination equals color start and end. Uh, see something here. That. Uh, go here. Uh, can you bring me up to date as to where I was when we stopped? Update lines, so it takes a room's ID instead of the full room object inside to grab the actual layout room from the room list, which you now store as read-only via a getter. You verify the room exists, pull its door data, and early return if it has no doors. Ensure that line's room ID exists, creating an empty dictionary if not, to store it in line collection. You loop over each door and door data, make sure the destination room exists in room list. grab the destination room as well as its position and door's color. Store those details in line collection, line data placeholder, um, actual data detail insertion still impending. You stopped right after setting up the logic for outbound lines from the current room to their destinations. Handle inbound rooms, that is, find other rooms whose doors point to this current room and update their lines so their end positions match the current room's position. Um, okay, so start is start position, which is the room position, and the end position is the destination position. So for each door, so line so line collection is okay. Let me see something here. Room list, door data, line collection. Line collection equals lines room dot ID. Doesn't already have a room entry, create one. Okay, so we created an empty dictionary called lines. Okay, line collection. Hmm. For door and door data. So create lines. A line collection. Okay, so line collection is a room's collection of lines. In other words, corresponds to the number of doors. So each door in the room has a line collection. Or each no. So each line, each door will have a line coming from it. Okay, that's stored in this line collection. Line collection is just the lines for a particular room, for this particular room. Okay. What did I say? That's weird. Why I have this little. I have. Not yet. I have a comment that I put in before I stopped last time, and I'm unsure what I meant by it, and maybe you could infer the meaning by what we've been discussing. Uh, this is at the end, underneath the door loop that adds the lines to the room's line collection. Store the line data. Um, give me a moment to paste the function as it stands, because it may be superfluous now. Just a moment, please. Okay, so let's go ahead and Because I don't know. Maybe this was actually supposed to be a set up line data. Okay. It's possible the comment is misplaced due to perhaps some refactoring or some such. The add line data step. This comment's just sitting there now with that likely leftover when you hadn't yet written the dictionary assignment. If you leave it, it might cause you feature pause. Wait, am I missing something? So I'd recommend deleting it or replacing it. No, just a moment, though. I suppose I could put the comment above the code you just showed me. That line collection door correction. What's a correction? That line collection. Just a sec. Okay. I think that might have been what happened because this is adding the line data to the line collection here. That's actually what it's doing. So then it looks like this. I don't, strictly speaking, need to post the whole function again, but here. Yep, the comment moved above. Instead of feeling like a leftover to do, this is where we're actually putting the line data. Store update the visual link info for the store. Okay. Line data for this door to the rooms line collection here. There we go. Okay. So we've got to the point of where it's now storing the data in there. So this is what I'm going to do. What I believe I'm going to do, even though I put a pass here, I'm going to call update lines. So we have the room list. The room list is going to presume. Okay, so here's what I did up here. I put a underscore here, and actually it's kind of tricky because you could put an underscore when you're using it, but in any case, this is the room list as it's passed through in a in it, right? List of rooms. So the underscore room list equals list of rooms. Okay, lines.clear, and lines is a dictionary of all the lines. The line collection is a collection of lines for a particular room. So this represents all the rooms. This lines represents all the rooms. The line collection represents all the lines in a particular room. So what happens here is I set it, right? And then from here on out, I access room, access room list without the underscore. So that way, and then I made it a getter, so that way it's like a read only. now it's a read only. I wonder if I should make them a little bit more different. I'll go ahead and ask ChatGPT. Okay, so the lines dictionary is all the line collections from all the rooms. Okay. The line collection is simply the lines for any particular room. I also have the room list, like the room list, like you mentioned above, as underscore room list. And then I made room list without the initial underscore, meaning the what you access. So there's no, okay. A property with a getter attached, so it works as a read only. Then init lines will set the new room list to room list. So it looks like see. Room list equals list of rooms, which is the parameter in init lines. And then whenever I want to access the room list, I use room list without the underscore. I don't know if I'm over explaining or what, but I wanted to think if there was a better way to differentiate room list and room list, because it's very easy to leave off the underscore, even though you shouldn't be using it anyway. Okay, I don't know if that, I'm probably explaining it too weirdly and whatever, so hopefully it knows what I'm talking about here, or you can infer what I'm talking about, or whatever you say, however you say that, or the AIs. The AIs have it. Evidently, I was a little too wordy. Are dangerously similar visually, even if you're trying to train yourself to never touch the underscore one outside of the scope. Right now, your setup is perfectly functional. If you want to make it visually harder to slip up, instead of you could do something like rooms data, var room list. Okay. The getter property and backing variable are different enough. Rooms data. Okay, that's actually not a bad idea. Rooms data. I could do that. Let's call it rooms data. Rooms data. Now, var room list return rooms data, rooms data equals list of rooms. And list of rooms, I mean, now it doesn't quite look as clear as it should be, as if it's just a list of the rooms rather than actual rooms data, like what's actually being used here. But for room and room list, okay, that's probably good. Okay, that works fine. Works fine. That way the getter property and backing variable are different enough that I wouldn't classify with them. 2, prefix the internal one with something obvious. Internal rooms. Um, double underscore is more loud and discourage accidental access. Use a verby getter property name. Sometimes make the property feel like a function even though it's accessed like a variable. Room list colon dictionary. Var get rooms colon dictionary get equals get rooms. Return room list. Get rooms reads more intentionally than room list, and room list clearly looks like the raw storage. Who use properties this way so you're not embedding completely one-off style. What naming convention is that? Huh, weird. It's okay, it's interesting the way I have that. Oh, right. This is the shorthand one. It just returns rooms data. See, if I switch it back to a, get colon, and then I had a function name. Verby. Rooms list. Var get rooms. Colon dictionary. Colon get rooms. Okay. Return room list. For room and get rooms. That might could actually work though. I fit the free plan for GPT-5, but hey, GPT-5, that's interesting. That's cool. Must comment, especially for read-only property backing variable is thing name, private internal storage, public property, thing name, the read-only accessor, getter method name, get thing name. Basically what you're already doing. Godot style guide, just say underscore means private internal and getter name start with get. Room lists and room lists look so similar. Some devs intentionally give the private variable a slightly different name, e.g. rooms data or room storage or raw rooms to reduce the oops I forgot the underscore factor. My opinion, sticking with get room list and rooms data will give you both Godot consistency and visual safety. No, you don't need to do that because I already did that. But there is a thing, and that is think I'll hybrid it a little. I'll rename the property get rooms so that it feels like a function, but I will stick with rooms data for the actual room data. It's weird. It's this weird little, coding thing that's not really that important, but it's better to get in practice, right? Um, oh, you know, huh? Rooms. Uh, I didn't think about using plain rooms. No, I meant since I'm using shorthand anyway, uh, it will look like this. Okay, and I'll just, why don't I call this, I want to say get rooms. Okay, okay, for room and get rooms. Let's call it rooms. Maybe I call it rooms. Yeah, why don't we just do that? Bar rooms, colon dictionary equals get return rooms data. For rooms and rooms, for room and rooms, uh, rooms, room equals room ID. That. Yeah. If room list, we're gonna say if rooms has door destination equals rooms door destination. That actually works. That actually works better. It looks nicer, anyways. Rooms data and rooms. And here it doesn't have to be rooms data. It can be room data because it's room data. Room data. Room data. Okay. Instead of saying list of rooms, which it is a list of sorts, but I want to call it room contents. Here, I'm gonna do this room contents. And I'm just gonna call this room contents. That. Okay. It's a tool thing. Okay. Let's forget draw and everything right now because I'm not doing draw just yet. No, let's go ahead and do this. Let's do something else. Let's take this and put it at the end because we're not even going to have this add line function anymore. In fact, I'll probably just delete it, but let's just go ahead and do it this way on purpose. So you'll see. Um, but I think I'll use it here. There. You can look at it now. Very clean. As the property assessor with the backing room data is clear and idiomatic, no confusion. In init lines here for room and rooms loop currently does nothing, but that's the place to iterate over all the rooms and call update lines. Yes, exactly. To build your full in draw, you'll want to iterate through all room line collections and then each of the doors line inside those. Since line is a dictionary of dictionaries keyed by room ID and door destination units, the loops will look like, of course. Since you're using queue redraw in clear lines, remember to call it after updating lines too, so your changes get visually reflected. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Not yet. I'll have to do the inbound links next. Just a few moments. What was I gonna ask? Should I? Well, I guess I should call QE redraw within update lines. However, when I call it first from init lines, that's going to be a lot of QE redraw calls. It's going to be a lot of queue redraw calls. Suggestions. There's going to be a lot of rooms. Inside every single update lines can cause a flood of redraw requests and performance. Here's a neat way to. Oh, right. Skip redraws in each update. After call a single update lines, init lines, clear, redraw. Okay. I got it. Thanks. Just a few moments. Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that. Obviously, maybe if I was doing this myself completely and I wasn't using any AI at all, I could possibly have figured it out myself. I think, I might not have, because I'm pretty thick. That's partly why I'm using this. In fact, the it's nicer using the AI because I can get on somebody's nerves by just asking the same question over and over, slightly different. And I tend to do that, or at least used to tend to do that because my brain couldn't wrap around what they were saying. I mean, I'm not like dyslexic or anything, but at the same time, trying to learn stuff to me is just it's a pain. It just what's this? Wait a second, what's this error here? Room list, line 40. Um, okay. 51. It's clearly different now. Okay. Yeah. That's all right. I just clear this out because it's all right now. Okay, so init lines. Okay, so update lines, comma, do redraw on bool is false. That no. true equals true, right? Because it's gonna automatically equal true. Hmm. Okay. Okay, and at the end, let's just go ahead and if do redraw um if it's true, if do redraw, then he redraw. So otherwise don't. Okay, that's good. And then this I'm gonna go ahead and say update lines room dot id comma false. That e redraw like so. Okay. Now I don't strictly need this little dealy here because I was thinking I'd have to do maybe I could just remove it. You know, I don't need it if it's more than 3 lines is kind of where I want to put in the little begin and end block code block comment basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's copy all this. So this is what it looks like now. Okay, looking sharp. Pretty solid. Draw will need to iterate lines properly. Yes, I know that. I know their dictionary. So something like nested loops. Yes, I know that. For destination ID, um, yeah, it's gonna need to loop. It's gonna need to loop through all the lines, the whole lines, which is all the room lines, and then in each line data with the constant or class. Yeah. Probably, I suppose a class variable. The do redraw flag is a nice touch for batch updates without multiple redraw calls. Smart. So handling inbound rooms to update lanes going to be to the moved room. Keep in mind you want to update their end positions accordingly in the lines dictionary. Yes, I know that. Now I'm going to look into updating inbound rooms. So I'll be looking at the inbound list and then checking if they have a lines entry, and then finally the destination, which is the current room passed via the room ID in the params. Finally, the destination, which is the current room. And then if all of these conditions are met, I will update its end position to be the current room's current position. Should be pretty easy. reverse traversing the graph edges from the inbound rooms to the current room, updating the endpoint of those lines to the flow you described is perfect. Loop over each room in the current room's inbound rooms list. For each inbound room, check if that inbound room has an entry in the lines dictionary. Check if within that collection there's a line going to the current room. If yes, update the end position of that line in the current room's position. Yes, I am ready to rock. I believe I am ready to rock. Okay, so we're assuming that the room is there. So the room is there for sure. Then we're going to go in for, I can't do that, for inbound in room dot inbound rooms. And it's just going to be string, so it's going to be string. Colon. And then for this, we're going to go ahead and do the little deal here. Okay. Then we're going to say if rooms, no, if lines has inbound, I believe, right? It's a key. So if lines has the key, right? Then we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put another one of these here. Okay. For each inbound room has an entry in the lines dictionary. Check if within that line collection there's a line going to the current. Okay. Lines has inbound. If rooms, right? If rooms has wait a second. If line has the inbound rooms, it has the key collection. Okay. So if lines dot values dot has, okay, room dot id, then okay. So yeah, I know, expect indented black, I get it. Okay. I'm gonna check with ChatGPT to make sure that this is correct. Clear that. Okay. So this looks good so far. See, lines has inbound. So now we no. I think this is incorrect. Something should be something like lines inbound dot has room dot id. Correct. Is exactly instead of lines value, lines inbound. Okay. All right. If lines inbound dot has room dot id. Okay. And I like my extra white space. And if lines inbound has room ID, you want to check the dictionary of lines for that inbound room has a line going to the current room, like has room ID. Now you can update the end position. Lines inbound. Okay, and actually I can just copy this line directly. It's kind of what I had above, you know, but now I'm accessing inbound room ID, and then we're setting the end. Okay. And actually that's correct. Except I want to do my little white space in here, and I probably don't need the data block brackets. Although I know it's a little extra typing, I could just leave it in, but this just kind of reads a little bit smoother. Okay. Go through each inbound link. Make sure we have an entry for that inbound room. For that, we'll say for the source room. Maybe I should call it source instead of inbound. Let's call this source. Well, okay, I'll just leave it like it is. Make sure you have an entry for the source room, which we do at this point. Check to see. Let's put a space here. Check to see that the room lines collection has an entry for the current room. Update the end position here. To the current. Do it differently. And then update the end position of that particular line to the room's current position. Yeah, it's a little verbose here, but it looks like everything is good here. Awesome sauce. And I'm supposed to. Okay, 3. Okay, so I have almost an hour, which is cool. So I got 50 minutes. I guess I'm not following the little schedule thing for this either, but um, okay. Okay, draw a line. Okay, so we're gonna need All right, I'm just gonna go for it and go ahead and do the draw because it actually has the draw. ChatGPT actually wrote the draw, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and do this, and we're gonna go ahead and draw. And I put the little essentially the double forward slashes. It's because that's a C sharp, C plus plus style comment, and I'm mimicking C plus plus style, end block and stuff, and so that's what I do. But for these actually, I should put a space here in between. Anyways, but for these actual comments, I'm just using the typical comment, right? Okay, so what we want is we want this for line and lines, okay, and then I'm going to put another set of brackets in 4. I should say in per line that. Okay, and then now we want to go through each collection now. For line and lines, okay, before I do, okay, so we're going through. Okay, so lines is a collection of room entries, right? So these are room entries. Now we want to go into the let's see, lines. That'd be lines.room ID, right? Draw. What did I? Oh, I call it line collection, right? Line collection. A line collection is a variable. Lines room ID. I guess I'll go back to ChatGPT because in my head it's not. I'm not computing. It's not computing here. The draw nested loops. Line collection. Oh. Okay, yes. You want to iterate through the keys. My usage. Okay, for line in lines dot keys. So now, okay, and then line collection. Line collection equals lines. Oh, okay. This is going to be lines and line keys. So the line collection is going to iterate. So for we'll say line data because that still makes a little bit more sense. For line data in lines.keys, right, var line collection equals lines line data. Okay. Maybe I should call this line ID. No, lines ID. Lines ID in lines.keys. Lines ID. Equals lines ID. Okay. And then we want to iterate. I could put source ID and destination ID. source ID. Source ID. Okay, so we're reading through the keys, which are IDs of room IDs. Then the line collection consists of the lines in the source ID for guest ID in line collection that keys. Okay. Then we want to do a draw line. Okay. Actually, I want to go ahead and do this. So, for source ID. For source ID. Okay. And then this is and for guest ID. So, okay. And then that's where we do the draw a line. Right. Var line data equals line collection guest ID. Right? Line data is line collection, that destination ID. Yes. And then go ahead and do that. And we do this. And we don't have width, so right now I'm just going to say 2.0. So that. And where's my problem? Oh, because it's supposed to be line data. Okay, line data. Line data. Line data. Oh, mixed use of tabs and spaces. Oh, fine. Wait a second, where is... Oh. Okay, so it's an indent instead. Okay, let's just let me back this up so it's all in one line first. Just to make sure that I didn't do something funky. Oh. Okay. So I can probably still do this ways. Because it shouldn't be an error. I didn't realize what I was doing there. Okay. And that should be okay, I think. All right, let's see if ChatGPT concurs. This is exciting, exciting. Now, of course, what I'm going to do is the init line room contents. what I'm going to do is I am going to create a fake room. I'm going to create a smaller dictionary that's a subset of the room actual rooms list to knit to, and then um, then I'm gonna go ahead and call update lines based on the room list. Oh, I see that. Huh. Room ID, room and rooms, update lines. Okay, I have to. I get it. I get it. Okay, that's all right. All right. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and copy this. I'm gonna have Chat GPT check it for me, and probably don't even need that add line, but I'll just leave it in there just in case. Okay. Okay, let me show you what I have and tell me if it looks good. Here goes. Solid, got every logic organized and clear. A few notes might help polish it. Inbound update logic is spot on. You're correctly checking the existence of keys before updating the line's end position. Your line drawing loop is good, iterating over each source room, then each destination drawing the source line data. Key redraw is thoughtfully controlled via the do redraw flag to avoid excessive redraws on bulk updates. Only minor ideas, optional and style related, not bugs. You might consider catching room position into a variable at the top of update lines so you don't access it multiple times. Room position. Since you're using an add tool, not keep an eye on performance during editing with many rooms. Yeah. It could get sluggish, but I need it. Wait a second. I am. Wait a second. Okay, I am. Okay, that's fine. Let me refresh this. It looks like everybody's watching and everything is fine. Okay. So it was saying please wait on the restream, but then when I looked in OBS, it was fine, streaming fine. So apparently, I am streaming fine. Awesome. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Okay, catching room position. Okay, so let me check out first. It's probably correct, but I want to make sure that I know what it's talking about. Room position or data. Um, so room position. Start room position. I don't see where this is a problem because it's only accessing it twice. Um, so I'm not sure. It's only accessing room dot position twice. And it has to access it for every room anyway. And actually, that won't be when I update lines. I'm only going to be updating the lines that move, so it's not going to be even that much. And then I'm totally fine since it's unavailable. You need to start endpoints. Yeah, micro optimize. Okay. Uh, if you wanted to get fancy, you could add a check to clear out any obsolete lines of line collection that no longer correspond to current doors to avoid stale lines. A dynamic. Clear out any obsolete lines. Yeah, maybe it requires going through the line collection. Current doors. It shouldn't be stale. Obsolete lines of line collection that no longer correspond to current doors. Yeah. Um, point three. Wouldn't I have to? Wait a second. Let me check something here. Um, door data. It goes door and door data. So if the door is not in there, make sure the destination room is there. Otherwise, okay. Zip line data. Huh, I'm not sure about that. This add line data for this door to the room's line collection here. Because it could totally still have. I could remove the door, save the data. So what it would require is it would require me to go through the line collection. I'd have to loop through the current line collection, and then I'd have to loop through. I'd have to loop through each of the doors, and I have to do it after or before. Point three. Loop through the line collection and check, and then through all the current door, current rooms, doors. If the door still exists, or removing it from the line collection. Clean up the loop through the existing line collection, dictionary of lines from the current room. For each line's destination key, check if that destination still exists in the current room's door data. If a line destination doesn't match any current door, remove that line from the collection. Okay. Put away a line. lines that no longer correspond to an actual door. Okay. Would that be at the top of update lines for the bottom? You want near the start of date lines, right after you get the current door data, but before you add or update lines. That way you're removing obsolete lines, right? If though would be get door data, remove lines, add update lines based on current door data. Okay, I suppose I should probably do that. Okay. So we've got the door data. Okay. Equals lines.room ID. Okay. Uh, clean up ghost lines for, wait, I can't do it, parentheses and for, for line data in line collection, no. For line data in lines room.id. If it doesn't have it, okay, line collection equals that. Let's see something here. Line collection equals lines.room ID. For line data, no. Line collection in lines room ID. Door data. When did I get door data? Where's the layout room? Where's get door data again? I want to make sure that if I'm doing an array or not. It's just an array. Okay. Just an array. The door data is an array. Okay, for door and door data. No. Door data is actually an array. So would I do something like door I'm getting confused. Door data is actually an array. So how do I Okay, actually, I gotta loop through it, right? Okay, but do it like this. For door IDs in your data, or door ID in door data, I guess. Yeah. Blind collection door ID. Blind collection dot keys. No, blind collection dot has door door ID. Okay, this actually needs a colon, that's why it's wrong. Okay. Alright. For door ID in door data, if line collection that has door ID, if not, then we want to remove it. How do we remove it? How do I remove an item from line collection? A dictionary. Is erased to remove key value pair from dictionary. Okay. No. For door ID and door data. Okay, I can erase, but that's not all right. Okay, if line collection, okay, not line collection, no, if what am I doing wrong? Something I'm doing wrong. So we have a collection of lines. That's the dictionary, right? Now lines might have a door ID that doesn't exist in the door data. Darn it. Okay, well, I've been trying to figure this out for a hot minute. Door data is just an array. So I just need to do a comparison, right? Uh, I'm I'm getting a little confused. That's all. Let's see. I got 20 minutes left. Come on, 20 minutes. So we want it. Okay, I guess what I need to do is I need to do this backwards. I think. Okay, let's just and I might even just rewrite it and not worry about these two deals in here. But for door. No, that's not it. Um, line collection. Line collection is going to be a bunch of lines. So I need to iterate through the line collection for line data in line collection. Then I need to iterate through each door entry. Been trying to figure this out for a hot minute. So I want to iterate through the line collection for a particular room. Then I take the line data wait, not through the line collection's line data, but the line collection keys. It's line collection dot keys. Then I want to iterate through each door data, through each array item in door data, and compare them. If door ID is not equal to so if door ID but my mind won't do it. The door data is an array, not a dictionary. Line collection just lines room ID. So what do I do here? Yeah, I just my mind isn't gonna do it right this second. Yeah, since door data is an array of door objects, destination property. Line connection is a dictionary where keys are destination IDs. You need to check each key in line collection to see if the destination still exists in door data. If not, remove that key. Here's a clear approach. Build a set of all the current door destinations for door in door data. Current doors dot door destination equals true. Now check all the keys in the line collection. For destination ID in line collection.keys, if not current doors.has destination ID, Oh, line collection erase. Huh. Okay, that makes it a little bit simpler. Even that in my mind is not really doing that. Okay, but I get it. So it's creating a dictionary of key value pairs of the door destination being the key and the value to be true, so that uh, all of them are true. Then you take the destination ID and then you index into the dictionary because it'll have an entry in the dictionary, which means it's true. That's kind of okay, I guess. It's kind of weird to me, but I mean, I get it. Our current doors equals that. Okay. And for door in door. Oh, I keep forgetting. For door in door data, current doors and door.destination, right, equals true. Okay. So it doesn't really matter even what the values are in there. All we're doing is just we're building an entry for we're building a dictionary of entry for every door in door data. Okay. For des ID in line collection keys colon right. If not current doors that has dest ID, then line collection dot erase destination ID. Okay, so what's the wrong problem here? Line collection. Oh, right. Lines room ID. Right. Uh, so line collection. Our line collection equals lines ID. Okay. Oh. What am I doing here? Line collection equals lines.room ID. Current doors equals this door data. So now it has a dictionary with an entry for every door that's in the door data. Then we run through the line collection.keys. Okay. Making sure this is correct. That's perfect. Grab the line collection from the current room. Build a quick lookup of current doors from the door data array. Loop through the line collection keys and erase any that don't exist in current doors. Clean, efficient, tidy. Okay, let's see if that works then. All right. So let's see if I've got everything. Working okay. See? Here's everything currently. It might have... Okay, let's just go ahead and remove add line. Here we go. Solid clean setup. DD script style, few made suggestions, ghost line cleanup. Perfect to do it before rebuilding the line data. Keeps it tidy without... To do it before rebuilding the line data. Isn't that what I'm doing? Yeah. Inbound room line update. Super smart to keep the inbound line end synced with moved rooms. Query draw flag, nice call. Draw loop, clear and simple for now. If you want a tiny tweak for clarity, maybe add a comment before it goes clean up, like, yeah. Okay, what? Clean up those lines. Move lines that no longer exist. The doors or destinations. Okay. It looks like we're doing good. Okay, so I might not have enough time today to do the actual drawing. I think I want to create a mini, let's see something here. Let's check my 2D layout here. Do I have anything? Okay. I guess I could just do it for the first lines here. Do it for the first lines here. I see. Actually, this doesn't have any inbound, right? There's no inbound rooms. Literally no inbound rooms to this. Okay, this one, doors goes to Hubert Home 1 and 2. Okay. So Hubert, so I want to do just these first that through that. So I want to create I'll create a mini, I guess I won't do it today though, even though we did manage to get yeah, I guess I should call it a day. Unfortunately, it means you don't get to see this in action, and I don't until tomorrow. So I guess that's the way that goes. So, um, yeah, okay. So that looks good, but I've run out of time today. So tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, August 12th, we'll set up a mini room collection to pass into the init function. Then I will update lines after loading up all of the rooms I will call. We'll set up a mini room collection to pass into the init function. And we'll see if it ends up drawing them correctly. Tomorrow, August 12th, setting up the mini room collection will be the key to seamless. Okay. So, I want to say to everybody, thank you for watching. And I will see you tomorrow. So yeah. So, interestingly, let's see, let me pull up OBS here. Actually, let me just go ahead and pull up the webcam here. I'll just talk to you as though I'm just talking to somebody. Okay, so even though I didn't actually, how do I say this, get visible progress, I made a little bit of progress. I mean, I can still count it because in the first part today, earlier today, uh, I came up with a few extra things that's going to go on during night school. I haven't come up with the actual pages that the actual things he's going to do, but I've already kind of come up with a process he's going to go through. He's going to go in when you finally are able to get it uh, into to go into any tent you want because you got the badge and everything. You're past the front guards, and then you got your badge, and now you can go to any tent you want to, any place you want to, in nice school grounds. Then John will go into the enrollment tent, and actually, he's just gonna go to the enrollment tent. Eventually he'll be able to go anywhere you want him to go because of the way the rooms will be set up. But this is just the way it is. So he goes to the enrollment tent first, and then he wants to get some information, but the only way they'll let him talk to him is if he goes through the 3 trials that to be inducted into the Enchanted Guard. So uh, so then I'll set up the challenges, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything. I mean, other than make him 3 choices, I think I'll just do a kind of a straight up like a 3x3, um, where you don't get that many choices just for this part, so that um, you'll go through different orders, and so you'll go through each of the trials. So it'll be like you know, um, it'll be like the gauntlet, combat, and then mount, right? The horse one, which is jousting, basically jousting. Huh. Actually, you might go through the ostrich jousting training because that's kind of one of my in jokes is because of the old Atari game Joust, they're riding ostriches. So maybe what it'll be is because there are horses and stuff in there, but maybe what it'll be is he's stuck with an ostrich because there are no more available horses to assign him. I'll do some joke like that. We'll probably be okay. So basically, you'll be able to pick through each of the 3 trials in any order you want, but then the remaining 2 trials after the one you pick will just be in a static order. It'll just be like the opposite one or whatever. So um, if you pick one, if you pick the first one, then you go 2 and 3 in order. If you pick the second one, then you'll pick 1 and 3, and you'll go through 1 and 3 in order. And if you pick 3, then you'll pick 1 and 2 in order. And that way, it'll keep the number of pages down. Yet it'll still give you a little bit of a choice in there somewhere. And eventually, I'll make puzzles and stuff in that. But I'm trying to make sure that the configurations are different are varied enough to where you don't really notice it. You just go through and you read it, and um, it'll still be like an interactive book. It'll just be how you experience each of the choices. Anyways, that's all I've got for today now, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching part 2.